Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I am bringing y'all a super overpowered support Warlock build. The background gameplay is from this week's Grandmaster Nightfall, which is the Battlegrounds Heist Mars, which is generally considered one of the hardest Grandmasters in the game. However, me and these two random LFG guys run right through it, and it's largely in part because of my build. This build allows you to support your teammates, generate a number of orbs, and keep your abilities up constantly. Guys, before I get into the build, please consider liking and subscribing, as it takes me a lot of time to make these videos. Guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. Before I get into the build, guys, I just want to let everyone know this is a team support build. This build will not work that well if you are playing solo, like doing Legend Lost Sectors or harder solo content. However, if you are in just a fire team of 3, this build is amazing. If you are doing a 6-player activity such as a raid or a seasonal activity, this build absolutely slaps and your fire team will be thanking you for running this. Just want to get that out there. Now let's go ahead and get into this build. For our super ability, we are of course running the Well of Radiance. The Well of Radiance is probably the best super in the game for in-game PvE activities. There's a reason why you're always seeing LFG posts annoyingly asking for it all the time. We are pairing this with the Phoenix Protocol exotic chest piece, which is going to give us additional super energy while we are standing in our Well of Radiance, making it to where you can sort of chain the Well of Radiance. As you can see, I have laid down my well, and every kill or assist that I get inside of that well is just going to give me more energy towards my next well. Great for survivability. We are running Healing Rift, which is just good for survivability as well when we don't have that Well of Radiance. Always nice to lay down as many Healing Rifts as you can to help your teammates. For melee, very important, we are running Celestial Fire. It keeps you safe because you can use it at a distance, and it's going to be doing 2 additional things when paired with Ember of Singeing. Ember of Singeing, when you scorch targets, you get your class ability item back faster. Notice you don't have to kill targets, just scorch them. Ember of Torches is also going to allow us to make our allies and ourselves radiant just by using the melee near allies. Really good. An Ember of Benevolence is going to be allowing us to regenerate our abilities faster when we give our allies radiant, which we are doing with our melee. Take a look at this clip right here. My teammate goes down, I lay my Healing Rift, and look, I scorch this target and I get my class ability item back super fast. Ember of Benevolence is imperative to running this build and keeping your abilities up constantly. Healing Grenade is just amazing. You can give yourself and your allies both Cure and Restoration. Cure heals instantly. Restoration heals over time but cannot be interrupted by damage. Both really good buffs to have. As you can see, I consume my Healing Grenade, giving myself Restoration and Cure. We are going to be pairing this with the Touch of Flame, which, as you can see there, improves the strength of Cure and Restoration from that Healing Grenade. So all this is doing is making those 2 buffs stronger for yourself and your allies. Really strong aspect to run with this build. And then that pairs really well with Heat Rises, so when we consume that Healing Grenade, we are going to gain the Heat Rises effect, which allows us to float through the air easier and get our melee back even faster. Here is how it looks in game. You're going to consume that Healing Grenade, giving yourself and your allies Restoration and Cure, which is going to activate Ember of Benevolence, which is going to give you all of your abilities back faster for a short time. This chains well together so well. There's such a nice, satisfying gameplay loop here. As you can see, I then jump up in the air, get my Healing Rift, get my melee back faster. I use my melee, which activates Ember of Torches, which makes myself and my allies radiant, which then again procs Ember of Benevolence, which, as you guys saw earlier, just lets me get my abilities back faster. This is such a fun gameplay loop, and you can really give a lot of team support with this. Ember of Solace is the last fragment we are using. That just makes Radiant and Restoration stronger for ourselves. Unfortunately, this does not carry over to our teammates. Here is a look at my mods. I'm not running anything too crazy, but here's a look if you just want to screenshot that. I am going to put the dim link in the description to this video. Notable mods, we're going to run power preservation. This is just going to generate more orbs when we use our super, which will help our teammates. Focusing strike, this just gives our class ability item back faster when we land a powered melee. Notice you don't have to get a kill, you just have to land the powered melee. Utility kickstart is just going to allow us to get our healing rift back faster. Again, this is a support build. And then bomber is going to let us get that healing grenade back even quicker. So all of our abilities, aspects, fragments, and mods are all geared towards generating our abilities back quicker, which can support the team. Here's a look at my stats. I'm not running anything too crazy. I do recommend 100 resilience for any in-game PvE activities. I also like recovery and intellect for this build. I of course am pairing this with a good solar weapon to take advantage of radiant. Guys, that's going to be it for the build. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the build. Let me know if you try it out in game and what you think. Guys, that's going to be all for me today. I really appreciate you guys sticking around to the end of the video. If you would, consider liking and subscribing. Helps me out tremendously. And guys, make sure to have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one.